mulching. We offer peak 301. We do that stuff pretty much year round. There's about 2 or 3 months we just don't do it because the freezing. The peak solution, that gets you a 6-year warranty. So if you have a roof that's towards the end of its life and you just don't want to do it right now, call us. We can look at it. 6 years out of the roof, that gets you down the road. Whether you're going to sell the house, put a roof on in 6 years, it gives you time to plan it out. If we're going to do a treatment, we want to clean it first.
Maybe we should clean it first.
You don't always have to treat a roof that's been cleaned. However, a cleaned roof is going to be exposed to the elements. We always recommend if you're going to clean it, treat it. If it's a newer roof, it can be cleaned without treating, but it's going to be on a per individual basis. I mean, not all roofs are going to qualify for that. That's very rare. Most roofs are going to need to be cleaned and treated or replaced.
I'm afraid we'll have to replace it.
Average, like a $10,000 size roof is going to be roughly around 2 for clean and treat. That's about 20%. I've had some that have worked out a little less than that. Depends on the size of the roof, because the bigger you go, it gets a little less cost because you're at the same job site. You're not going to drive there as many times. But typically, you can look at about 20% of a roof cost, which gets you 6 years, which is roughly the same 30 years lifespan. So cleaning, it's going to get the algae, it's going to get the lichen, it's going to get the dirt off, it's going to take any of the staining that's from the asphalt that's ran and stained over time, any zinc or copper that's up on the roof that's cleaned certain areas of the roof where it's where water's gone past that zinc and gotten into the shingles, cleaned off algae. It'll help those areas blend a little bit better, but it does clean any of the contaminants off the roof.
There might be contaminants we've never encountered before.
It's a soft scrub, so it's not anything under pressure. It's not any super soaps. There are a few plants that you can't get around the cleaning solution, Japanese maples being one of those. But other than that, most of them, as long as you keep the plants diluted with water, the bleach solution will not hurt them. It's a diluted solution. The peak itself is an oil. That doesn't hurt any of the plants themselves. The peak 301 is a soy-based oil. So the peak will apply up the shingle a little bit more. It'll also kind of stay in that shingle. It'll get the color a little darker. So when we clean the roof, it's going to kind of brighten up. It's almost look dry. It's going to get rid of the darkness from the algae, but it's going to kind of look dry from having everything cleaned. When we put the peak back in it, the oil is going to darken the shingle back up to closer to the original color of the shingle.
Wow. Now that's original.
So that's kind of one of the nice things about the peak, is it makes it look like the original color. So it helps blend. If we're putting a new shingle in next to old shingles for repair, that's one way of kind of blending them together where they don't look so black and white. It's also good for keeping water away, because it is an oil-based solution. It'll repel water quicker, but it absorbs, and that material has about a 6 to 10 year lifespan. So after about 6 years, it starts to dry out a little more. So you may get 7, 8 years out of it, you might get 10, but 6 years would be the guarantee.